everybody, and welcome back to Mrs. Always Right channel. Today is going to be a lot of videos in my channel because this is why I'm on YouTube, to inspire people, to let them know how life has been going on with me and with my experience. So I want to share some like a story, some like in a different form. So I'm just going to, because I've already have it in my mind and what I was going to explain to my people. So thank you everybody who subscribe to this channel. And also remember, your speaker today is a strutter, but she's going to try her best. So give me thumbs up if I finish all my speech today, because we just have to try and try and try. So it took me so many years, you could see my age now, so many years for me to be able to come and talk. I know when I was young, I was under a certain kind, different forms of abuse, domestic abuse, which affected my confidence and everything. So, and naturally I was born a strutter, so I stammer and I try to make words, so people take that as an advantage. But I can now speak, I can choose what I want, even though I'm struggling, but it's nothing to do as long as I've got the confidence to come and say something. So I'm just going to sit down quietly and tell you about situation where people blame God for any situation they find themselves. So I'm just going to have a kind of illustration about what I'm going to explain to you. So it happens that there is one day a man, this is just going to be a kind of form of a story to illustrate it for you, that you shouldn't blame God in situation, because in every disappointment in life there is always a blessing behind it, or there's something going on. So you never know how God works his wonders in our life. So I'm just going to explain to you and narrate it in form of story. So one day there was a man who decided to travel by ship with friends. So in the middle of the journey, the boat began to sink. So the boat began to sink. So everyone tried to escape by swimming. As it was all in vain, they all drowned. They all drowned. So you could see how it was. So it was only one man that survived. Yeah. So everyone tried swimming, but it was all in vain. So all drowned except one man who succeeded in clinging to a floating object. So he held onto a floating object and was floating up on the sea. So you could see, with the effect of strong winds, the object took him to everywhere, took him very far, and to a small island where there is nobody, there is no animal, there is nothing, not even a house, nothing and nothing. So he eventually gathered things like straws to make a small hut for him. When he was off the shore, he landed on when he was off the sea, when he was floating, so he was in a place where there was no person, nothing, just a blank, an empty space. So he decided to build a straw for himself. He would try and try and try. So he gathered small straws around. So he stayed there for several days, eating fruits, and began to get used to it, his new life of suffering. Even though he didn't get water, or he didn't have good food to eat, but he still didn't get used to that kind of life. So at the end of it, he began to lose all hope of seeing his friends and his family and everybody. So every night he will lit a fire in front of his house to warm himself. So how did he get the fire? He will strike stones to make it. He will strike stone. That was in Stone Age. People would just use stones to strike, and it sparks, and they make a fire from it. So every night he will sit there and will be crying and will be crying. One evening, as usual, he lit the fire and stayed there for a long time until he dozed off. So he fell asleep. This man fell asleep, but at the end of that sleeping, while he was sleeping, something happened. The light went into the straw and catch fire. So that is another development to make sure God uses all the disappointment in this world to help us. So when he woke up, he saw that his heart was burnt completely down and nothing. He didn't have anything again. So he was very unhappy and was blaming God, shouting, "Oh God, what have I done for you to hurt me so much?" See, desperately so he blamed God for separating from his family, from his friends, and also bring him to a deserted island where there's nothing for him to survive with. And now the house is burned down. So at the end of it, when he was still crying, he saw a boat coming with some people, and he was sitting down there very tired and worried. What is going on in there? What is it? So he was wondering why these people were coming. So the captain of the boat get there. So he was wondering where and how can a boat get in that kind of a place when there was nothing in that place. So actually, what made these people to appear was the fire that was burning, and they were somewhere they could see, they traced that fire. So in that situation, anything, all the good things, all the bad things you do, anything that happens to you in a bad way can turn into a blessing. So that fire that was catching in this hut gave people an idea that there's something going on there. Let them come and investigate, and they found him. So they decided to rescue him, and the man fell on his knees and asked God for his forgiveness, and he got into the boat and went home to reunite with the family. So you have to learn a lesson. God has many ways to surprise us. God has so many ways to solve our problems. You can lose a job and think that God has left you. No, He wants to change you from that job and give you a better job. Maybe something will not be right with that job. God will change it for you. So God is always there. He has never rejected us. So he always wants to keep us safe. So if you see him changing your situation around, don't blame him, because he knows ahead of us. You might be comfortable in a place, or something is very comfortable with you, but when God stands and watch that inside that comfort there's a danger, God will change that situation around. And always be grateful. In everything, give thanks. Remember the story of Job in the Bible. He lost everything, but God gave him, pay it back, because he was patient. He endures. Even the wife was mocking him. Job did not give up. Job continued to be friendly with God and wait for God to replenish him and give him back all what he was missing and lost in his life. So I hope this will give you enough energy and also inspiration and also encouragement to be patient when we see things that we don't understand, or when we can't wait for God's plan. We have to be patient. We shouldn't blame God for anything that happens in our life. We should be thankful to God, because in the process of you thanking God and dancing and being happy in every situation, God continues to bring you more blessings and surprise. And thank you for watching, and have a wonderful weekend, and bye.